Boy, when I say it's hard out here for a pimp, I say it's hard out here for a pimp. Got to keep moving, grooving, shaking, and doing. What's good, y'all? This your boy Opposite from the Norm 18. Appreciate everybody who pulling up. Make sure y'all subscribe, hit that like button when you do. Before I get started, I'm gonna let my boy Let's Talk with JVJ go ahead and introduce himself and give y'all directions where to come find him at.
Hey, what's up, y'all, man? It's your boy Let's Talk with JVJ, man. Let me talking to Mike like this, man. I'm getting all real buried white on y'all ass, but you know where to come find me at, man. You know, come on over to Let's Talk with JVJ, man. We talk about relationships and all that good stuff, man. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and subscribe to the JVJ Network, and also check out my boy out from the Norm 18 over on YouTube. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First thing I'm gonna say, don't do that shit no more. Second thing, man, we got a great show for y'all tonight. Understand something. I keep saying this so much, and it's so sad and sickening. Forget the whole relationship shit, right? The fact that nowadays a whole heap of females actually think they don't need men for survival. Now they put it into the context of the domestication that men so-called quote unquote put on the women forcefully, disagreeably, and then they try to make it seem as though guys just want to dominate. And it's like, hold on, we in a different day and age now. Y'all do y'all thing, we do ours. But some of us together, it won't work. So this is what the video is about tonight, is the fact that women have this mindset that they don't need men. Just like if men were to disappear, like we're seeing this content, we hear females say a lot of this dumb ish all the time. They don't need men to survive. And it's like, y'all don't realize the importance of the men that are here. Other men appreciate and respect other men. Like I've done construction work and all types of hard, labor type work. So when I see the guys out there still doing it, I salute those dudes. The dudes that do continuously do construction work, laying the pipe, plumbing, electrician work, doing the buildings, the skyscrapers, and all these things of that nature, all the infrastructure. Men salute and respect other men and what they do. Even a lot of white-collar brothers and men in general respect the blue-collar men. It's like women don't respect them now. And it's like we're not even talking about relationships right now. Right now, we're just talking about the common courtesy and decency to respect what somebody else does. But you want them to respect you, but you don't respect them. Get the fuck out of here. All right? So we got a great video. It's going to be the brother, the OG, the Godfather himself. God rest his soul. Kevin Samuels, rest in power, rest in peace. We finna go ahead and get cooking, man. There's some good stuff right here. So go ahead, Jay. And matter of fact, Jay, anything you see that you want to jump in and say something, please feel free to do so. Let's do it.
Okay, my answer is succinct. It is no, but I will say that modern men can't survive without women. I heard your
hold on. Before you say that, I gotta. What state do you live in?
California.
And how old are you?
39.
Why can't we survive in the world we built?
So I have a pretty simple argument, and it's that you all need us to procreate. And
no. See, listen. young lady, the first woman I talked to, survival and reproduction are two different things. We don't need you to survive. We need you to reproduce. You
All right,
need
pause
us
right there
to
real quick.
survive and reproduce.
All right. So that's the first thing I want to pick out. When we say this conversation, now I know let's just keep it funky. Let's just keep it real. We kind of leave it as open-ended questions to see where women's mindsets are in the first place. Hopefully they'll ask a question to try to learn more before they just answer it. But a lot of times women don't. So the first thing I noticed that Kevin had to correct her on was reproduction and the difference between survival. Those are two separate different entities. And a lot of times women try to give, or females, excuse me, try to give themselves the leg up. Well, we give life. You can't do nothing without us. It's like, but in the beginning of time, Adam came before Eve. Eve came from Adam's rib. So to say we need y'all to survive, when in all actuality, when God made the first being, it was a man. He took, from biblical, sense, he took a rib from Adam to make Eve. But we already had domicile over everything. We already had leadership over everything. So he felt that we was lonely and we needed a partner. We needed a helpmate. That's what Eve was supposed to be. Sad enough, she screwed him over listening to the devil. So Jay, I want to get your advice, or not your advice, but your opinion on that. Like the fact that a lot of women are not, since they're not under the leadership of men no more, and they try to have their own thoughts and saying, okay, well, I'm gonna separate from what men have taught me and have my own thoughts, even though it makes no sense a lot of times. Do you think that's where the disconnect really comes in? Is women trying to figure it out when they already got a blue book right there, blue book pen, like, you know what I'm saying? They already got the print right there. They got the original script to how to move, but now they want to separate. Do you think that's the issue?
Well, it is the one of the bigger problems. Yeah, I would include that in there, that women just want to do their own fucking thing. They want to do whatever the hell they want to do. When you have like you say, a blueprint book right here that tells you, hey, it's been successful, thousands of years. Here it is. It's what you should do. And they be like, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna do this shit. I'm gonna listen to this other shit called social media and propaganda. I'm gonna follow that one. But yeah. Did I answer?
Okay. So, man, what do you think about her being disingenuous? Like she knows damn well that's the case, right? But she's trying to start it off as saying, well, y'all need us, period. So I think a lot of females had that mindset with, so if we go over here and do this, men will die off without us, or men can't live without us. But they're not thinking about the fact of what Kevin is saying when it comes to survival. So I got an idea, but I'm gonna let you voice that. What do you think that mindset comes from, where a lot of females are gonna be dumbass helpers? Like who's giving them that stupid ass information to run off and think it's gonna work for them, even though they still gonna want a man to come save them?
Like they getting all the information from either other women and other men. Like the media part, men pretty much run that shit. So we gotta really have a question about that. But it's only a select group of men, not all men. It's a small group of men. But then there's other women putting that idea in their head. I can't really. I don't think they know. I think they know ultimately if they sit back and actually look at it and respond to it the right way. But I think they're very emotional creatures. So when women hear something like that, the first thing to do is react to it. Like react to it instead of like, okay, take it in. Like, because most dudes, the way we listen to stuff, or at least the way that I know I listen to stuff, when people are talking, I'm already thinking about what they're saying. I'm trying to process what they're saying. When they hear something, man, they just hear it and respond to it. Like it's just like, nope, don't sound right. Here we go.
Off those feelings.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead, run the tape.
I don't know so much that I agree that.
Okay, well, let's go through this then. California. What are you? Northern California, Southern California?
Southern.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a contracts manager.
Okay. Have you ever worked with any heavy machinery?
I haven't.
What percentage of the infrastructure is run by men or women of the country?
Well,
Both.
Yeah.
What percent? I'm gonna have fun with this. Oh, pack a lunch.
I'm not trying to be.
Oh yeah, no. I know you're 39 and you're right. You're right there. And part of the issue with Generation X is because so many of you ladies don't realize who we are. The infrastructure, the roads, the sewage, the trash, the power plants, refineries, everything that makes things go, the power. What percentage of the power plants, the power grids are run by females of the workforce?
I don't know. Actually,
give me a number. Give me a number.
It's probably an inconsequential number. It's probably very small.
Well, an inconsequential number. Give me a number out of 100%.
I don't know, maybe 5%.
Okay, 5%. I'll give you 20. I'll give you 20. There are let's just call it 400 million people in this country, just for simple math. 51% are female. That means there are over 200 million women. 200 million women, and that means 100% of the men and women running the power grid provide for 400 million men and 400 million men and women. You cannot get 20% of people who run the power grids and everything else to provide for your gender of 20 million. You would run out of power. Everything would shut down. You would die. You can't plant food. Three minutes without water, 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. That's when you die. Men are already running the existing infrastructure. If all women just turned into dust tomorrow, we'd be sad, but we would survive just fine because we will continue to run the infrastructure.
I just noticed something. Yeah, you still there, man? What the hell going on around here?
Go ahead.
Something I noticed about that, like listening back to him, and RIP to Kevin Samuels. Sitting back and listening to him, I'm wondering where the rude stuff is, like where the mean stuff, because you know that talking point, and we covered that girl that therapist that got fired, and a lot of people were like, oh, the men were just mad about her tone. Nobody was mad about her tone. Nobody gave a fuck. Nobody gave a fuck about her tone. It was what she said. And I think that's the problem when it came to Kevin Samuels. A lot of the women that came with their arguments, it was disingenuous at best. It wasn't about his tone. The man talked to motherfuckers. The only time I ever saw that man cut up on somebody is when they had already cut up on him. True. But I guess the men supposed to just bow down and suck it, like cut his dick off and his balls and give it to the lady or something. Because he can't be manly when she's mad. Like, I don't know what the hell.
Just go ahead and castrate him.
Yeah, go and castrate yourself, man. Go ahead. Like, no.
But see, that's a good point to make, because we know, as black men, especially now coming from our communities, right? Mm-hmm. We already know for years of growing up, you told certain things you don't say to a woman, especially a black woman, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You can't say nothing, ask her about no age.
Don't say nothing about her hair, unless she's a positive.
Clothes, or attitude. Weight. None of that stuff we can say anything about because it's disrespectful and it's wrong. All right, cool. But now when men decide to go their own way, that's a problem. So women tell us, they messing with each other now. And it's like, no, we're not saying we won't completely not deal with women, but we're saying we're going to get away from the whole culture of this Western society when it comes to women and letting y'all run things, letting y'all tell us what to do as men. Men can still go deal with hookers. We don't need you for that. We don't need you for that.
Prostitution, man. Legalized prostitution.
But you got to think, we're technically doing it. Women are technically doing it, but they're not. A lot of females are not smart enough to realize. And this is why women should be careful about the type of women they're around. Because on the low, females are committing prostitution, but it's legal depending on how you define it. If you say, oh, well, we went out on a date, but you tell this dude, like we see females doing all the time. Oh, if you ain't spending this type of money, I don't want to go out on no date with you.
Mm-hmm.
So you want him to trick like he's a tricking on a prostitute, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you tell him if you ain't getting him no gifts.
Mm-hmm.
All of this, oh, how he gonna want to mess around with me and have sex? Remember that one video? This was last year or top of last year. It was viral for a little minute. Chick says she went out. She's supposed to go on a date with a dude. They go to McDonald's because she wanted to go ahead and go get her daughter something to eat. Her little McDonald's food she eat every other day.
Yeah.
So she said she asked the dude if he wants something. He said no, I'm good. They pull up to the window. He turns over to reach for the money. She telling the people on the podcast, oh, he full of shit, blase, squaze. And then somebody was like, hold on. Wasn't he taking you out and he was going to pay for the dinner? Yeah, but still, why would I have sex with him and he wouldn't even buy my daughter no food? This is what females are saying. That's like a requirement from a hooker. Low key. So that's what we're saying. So now you get to the point, you got a brother like Kevin Samuels come out. He's talking to the women. He's talking to this woman. She's 39 years old. So now she should be like 40. So she's a couple years older than me. But you mean to tell me y'all having a conversation and you're saying the dumbest shit because of how you feel? He has to break stuff down. I don't know if you ever seen, I think it's it might be Pelican Brief or something like it. It was Denzel Washington and Tom Hanks. And Tom Hanks had, that ether. It's messed up. We got to talk in Ebonics when we should be able to say what the actual word is when we put it in context. But Tom Hanks' character had the ether. And in that movie, he was trying to help him because he was wrongfully fired because they found out he had the ether. So Denzel Washington, every time he would talk to people, now this is what men do and women cannot do because their emotions. Denzel will always say, break it down to me like I'm a 5-year-old. Men don't have no problem doing that. So now you have them having a conversation. Women don't like what he's saying. They bring it down to tone even when we're saying factual because they feel they're not getting nothing out of it. That's why when they go to school, they'll take the disrespect from the professors. Go to work, they'll take the disrespect from supervisors, managers, the boss and all that because they feel they have an incentive to get and earn from that. So they're cool with it. That's the issue we're having right now in this conversation. Roll the tape.
All right. Oh, and you got comments too, man.
Okay, so my response to that is that your argument presupposes that women don't have the intelligence to figure it out. I suppose that's what you're saying.
See, right there, that's a problem for me. What brought you to that? It's always the negative. I swear for Lord, is when they receive it. When they receive it, they go to the most negative thing possible. Oh, so you're basically saying that women are not smart enough to do it.
We're stupid.
He's basically saying right now that y'all don't do it.
Uh-huh.
That's the whole conversation right now. You don't do it. It ain't about that y'all can't do it. You don't do it. And then when you put it in all actuality, there's a lot of those jobs that they can't do unless you have machines that men have created to help do the work.
And train them to do it.
Yeah, like you got to be real about it. Our hand strength is fucking 5 times stronger than y'all's. Y'all can't even grip the shit that y'all need to bend wood, bend metal. It is not even, it's not to be mean, but it's a fucking fact. And motherfuckers be getting mad about that shit. Like, get mad at God, don't get mad at me.
Matter of fact, let me give you a great example. The way these females act nowadays, because there are some exceptions. We know that. We know there's exceptions. So let me play devil's advocate on that real quick. I don't want nobody to hear that. Oh, you ain't say that, but all right, let's talk about those exceptions. If that's the case, then why a lot of those people look at Baby D from Friday. This is I'm just using an example because more people can relate to it. That's all. Everybody don't know. I can tell you Bertha from off 3rd Street. You ain't gonna know who the fuck that is. So look at Baby D off next Friday. She a thug. She beating people up. My F say the police don't know when the fuck to kick the door in because in the front of the house she doing him babysitting. In the back of the house she trapping. They don't know which side to kick the damn door in. But what Baby D still wanted? She still wanted to holler at Mike Epps' character. So the problem that we're also having is we're supposed to respect you as masculine and then figure out that you still like penis. We're still supposed to figure out that you're feminine. We're supposed to be able to talk you into wanting to have a relationship. This is why Patrice O'Neal, another GOAT, rest in peace. I listen to a lot of stuff on YouTube all the time. The problem he has with women also, we have more skills than y'all do. And they'll be like, oh, that's disrespectful. What the fuck? No, you don't. Listen to what I just said. We can see that you're masculine. One end, you're saying, don't try me like some weak bitch. On the other end, don't try me like I'm a man. So we have to have the skills to be able to decipher that what you're doing is just an act. You really want a man to come help you. You carrying stuff in, you want us to come help you with the bags. You got kids, you want us to come help you raise your kids. You got bills, you really want us to help you pay your bills. You want us to uphold your lifestyle. But guess what? We have to figure that shit out. Women don't have to do that shit with men. Men, we're going to approach it. We're going to cold approach. We're going to try to be smooth with our game. We're going to try to, bring our resources and money and everything to you. We're bringing real shit to the table, but we're supposed to be okay with accepting baggage from women. And then now you mean to tell me a lot of females are not smart enough to distinguish Kevin talking about real shit and him trying to belittle you. Those are two separate things, and that man was not doing that shit. Roll the tape. Oh, my bad. Hold on real quick. I'm sorry. You said this earlier. Real quick. Got a couple comments real quick. Of course, we got Grace in. What up? She says, good evening, all. Please press the like button upon your arrival. Yes, please. Please make sure y'all do that. Got my boy Hurricane J-Dub in the building. What up with you, bro? Facts 100. Appreciate you. All right. Now roll the tape.
All right. Let me get back on that.
You're saying
okay. So what in your argument presupposes that if you snapped all the men away, that you women could actually go download the information from an internet that's still working. It still presupposes that the computers are working. Mm-hmm. It presupposes that you could actually get even if you had the manuals. What you're trying to say is women could go read the manuals, learn the information, apply the information, and run the existing infrastructure as effectively as the men are in under 3 weeks. Insane.
Oh, I mean, if you're going to align a temporal constraint on it, sure. I mean, 3 weeks.
That's not a constraint, ma'am. If men weren't here, you'd start dying. And the fact that you as an intelligent woman really believe that men who are running the infrastructure and been doing it for 10, 20, 30, 40 years have been working at the same power plant. You saying that a woman could just go get a manual or read it from day one and she could run it to the same level of efficiency and effectiveness as somebody with 30 years experience is laughable.
No, I didn't say that. I never said that.
Well, but you say it presupposes that women don't possess the intelligence. I didn't say you don't have the intelligence. You don't have the time. Attrition would happen. You would start dying. Ma'am, 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. By the time women got up to speed on what men have been doing for a lifetime, what percentage of the population of women would you say would be dead?
I would say that none of us would be dead because your argument also presupposes that men disappear and boom, we disappear too. That air.
No, it doesn't. Let me explain. Let me explain it to you again. Real slow.
Okay, yes, maybe I missed something.
Did you watch the Avengers Endgame? Did you watch the movie?
Okay,
Avengers
hold on. Pause right there real quick, Jay, because he's gonna have to break down comic stuff. She's not a guy, so he's gonna have to break it down. But the fact that when he asked that question, y'all gotta go days without water, y'all gotta go days without food, y'all gotta go days without electricity, and he said y'all would start to die out. And she said, no, we wouldn't. Before I ask any other thing, what do you think about her cognitive dissonance about what he's saying to her for her to still come back and say, no, we will still survive? Why do you think she said that?
Well, she's part of it's that same talking point that we had before. And it's actually a reality, man. People talk about brainwashing and media programming, and then the way society is slowly moving, and society is men and women, and there are more women than men. How it's pushing that women are on the same level, they can do all the things that men can do. And like Kevin's trying to give her the example. Hey, look, okay, you say that y'all don't need men. Okay, let's pretend that men aren't here anymore. You really think that you can run this shit? And she's being disingenuous, or she might actually believe it. But it's not factual. It's just a feeling. You can't run this shit. You still can't even open a goddamn pickle jar. The fuck we talking about around here? You need a can opener that who built another man. There's no electricity. You can't use that. You got to open it with your hands now. What we doing? What we talking about? You still can't open it. So yeah, man, it's just a feelings-based argument. It's a feelings-based argument that is disingenuous at best, but you know,
and you know what? I used to kind of think back in the days, like, you know, we be too hard on women with that. But then when we start having these questions, it's like, no, now I get it. Because society has dumbed us down so much and made men so docile. Women think and say what and act whatever way they want to. And then when we try to help them, it's pushback because they got plenty of other guys and women that's gonna back them. Like, looking at her place from what I can see, look like she got a nice little spot. But just because you're able to go work and get this place, now you're thinking, I don't need a man because I was able to do what a man does. So now they think monetary gain, it makes them like men. Okay, well, I can go buy a weapon to protect myself. I can call the police. I can go out to eat with my homegirls, have fun. We don't need a man for that. But monetary gain does not change your gender. That's what I think we're dealing with when it came to the fembots and the way they came in. They were stupid enough to make women think, once we're able to do this, we don't need men. But they're not thinking about the fact of the things that make a man a man. And it's more than that. Now, you got some studs and all of that out here that, you know, tomboys, whatever you want to call them. Not trying to be disrespectful. That's why I said I'm using their phrase. But that doesn't make them men. Because the stories I hear from a lot of women that date within that world is that a lot of them are worse because they might act like a man and dress like a man on the surface, but they still got emotions like a woman, and they still act like a woman and get away with the same things that regular women get away with doing to men. Got homegirls in that world, they tell me that stuff all the time. So now they thinking just because you can flip-flop, I don't know if you ever seen Vampire in Brooklyn, you say you don't like nigga movies, but in Vampire in Brooklyn, like Pop, John Witherspoon said, got rest his soul. Doing that flip-flop shit.
I tell everybody
so
that shit, man.
Anyways, but that's the biggest issue that we're having right now. Probably seen that one video where chick told the brothers at Daily Wrap Up Crew, you don't need a man to have a baby. She said you can go to a sperm bank. They said you do realize the men have to donate the sperm for you. We still don't need y'all. Like, okay, you're stupid. Now we see that. And that's why some people you just can't argue with. All right. People's Podcast said the champ is here. Well, you one of the champs. It's already two up here, but salute to Israel. What up? What's good with you? All right. If you ain't got nothing to say, we can roll the tape.
No.
Oh, goddamn. You ever see the movie The Book of Eli with Denzel Washington?
No.
Christ. Well, I'll just give it this way. There's a character in Marvel's Avengers, and he had a special glove. And when he's got the special glove, he snapped his finger, and when half of the population in the universe just disappeared into dust instantly. Get that concept? Half of the people disappeared into dust.
I get the fictitious concept.
Okay, good. So I'm Thanos, and I snap my fingers, and the men all disappear into dust. All that's left is women. All. No men anywhere. All the cars that were driving, everything stops. They don't even kill anything. They all safely land to where everybody on board lives. I'm not even going into consideration of crashes. All women survive, all men are gone. From that moment on, you ladies worldwide are running out of time because the men kept the power plants running. Those power plants are not self-sustaining. They must be maintained. And who is going to go maintain them? You have to get women to go someplace and learn what needs to be done, get proficient at what needs to be done, in order to keep all these women. She said no women would die. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, you think women are perfect.
Not at all. Not at all. I just
So well,
don't-
tell me how women. So tell me how all women would survive if only 5% in your mind run the power plants, and I give you 20%. You can't have 20% of people doing what 80% of people were doing.
Yeah, I just don't think that we would evaporate. I mean, in your fiction,
I didn't say evaporate. I said you, ma'am. Now you're being facetious.
I'm not. I'm not.
Yes, you
I
are.
don't
I didn't
think-
say you would evaporate. I said you would start dying.
People need to think about the gravity of what he's actually saying. Like, you know, a lot of ladies. My bad. Hold on. Okay.
No. Go ahead. You good? I said exactly. I was agreeing with you. Go ahead.
Yeah, like she's really not understanding the gravity of the question. And I think a lot of people are doing these emotional type arguments. Like, you got to really think about the ramifications of men not being here. Like, if men disappeared today, the world is done. Well, here you go. The world will actually be really, really happy. You know, the earth would be able to grow back, you know, all that woo stuff. But women would be dead in a little while. The animals will keep on doing what they
percentage?
doing.
Because that's what I was thinking about asking you. What percentage do you think would not survive if something like that, God forbid, happen within that 3-4 weeks, like you said? Which is because, I mean, you know, you still got, say, if you got water, food, and all that, you still got that, right? But at the same time, a lot of that, almost all of that is going to go back. If the power disappears as well, that means your refrigerators don't work. Even if you run to the grocery store, the power in there don't work. So you don't got a certain amount of time for a lot of food in there to go bad, besides, you know, the one that's prepackaged, that's not in the freezer, or canned goods, things of that nature. So you got to go to the can openers, all that. But not only that, what she said for is learning the material. You got to think, how many of those places would you be able to really get access in? Because a lot of those places, what people don't know, I had, you know, certain accesses in my past. If the power go off, a lot of those places are made sure to be securely locked even when the power goes out. So now you got to be able to break into these facilities, try to learn what you got to do to get the power back up and running. So it's not going to be easy. Oh, hit that switch. It's not going to be a big switch that says, oh, on for all power in the world. That's not going to happen. So what's the percentage of women you think would sadly not survive within that 1 month? Because mind you, it's over. It's 50. At least let's just talk about this country. It's at least 51% women, more women than men in this country. So that means it's at least what? Around
240 plus
almost,
million.
No, because it's about 350. So it'll be like close to 200 million women.
Yeah.
So
it's
how
over.
many
It's
of
over
them?
200 million. It's like 250 million. Oh, my bad. Oh, you thought I was
Yeah,
talking
you
about
count bad.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
So I'm saying, so you got around 200 million women. How many of you think would disappear, or, you know, I'm not trying to say the wrong word, but not survive within that 4 weeks?
Yeah, within the first 3 weeks, or are you talking about the month?
The first month.
The first month. And then being factual about it, like here, all the old ladies gonna die. That's gonna happen first. And then there's gonna be a lot of
hospitals. Don't forget about that.
Yeah, I'm saying all the old people and the people that are going through medical issues, they're gonna die. They're gonna be the first ones to drop off. Then you're gonna have kids that have medical problems and stuff like that, and then kids, period, are gonna die off. And then the fat girls, y'all go ahead and get in line because y'all right after them. And then it's just then it'll be the last, the weakest chicks out of all of them, like the ones that can't physically do as much. Then they'll finally fall off, because women are like a kiosk. They triage everything. Is everybody gonna work on this shit together? We're gonna figure it all out together and stuff. But I don't know, man. Like I give them probably about 3 months. I give them 3 months, to be honest. I ain't with Kevin on the month. They'll die in a month. I think it'll be in 3 months. The last woman would pass away, because
you're saying all of the population of women would be gone by 3 months?
Yeah, I say about 3 months, all the population of women would be gone.
He was just asking the first month how many people would die. She said none.
Yeah. I think it'll take about 3 months for women to pass, like to die off if men disappear.
But what percentage in the first month?
In the first month, I'll give you a solid maybe depending on how many. I don't know how many people are really like sickly and kids, but I'll say probably about female girls, old ladies, anybody under 18, anybody. Probably about because birth rates are down. Probably about 35%, 35%.
That's good.
Huh?
That's good because you said 3 months, so that's a good one. Okay.
Because then I can see a dramatic drop off, because when you were talking about the power plants and all that, and the food and grocery stores, like going to the grocery store is dead already. Everybody's gonna ransack all that shit within the first goddamn the first week. That shit's ransacked. You're not gonna find any more foods. So now y'all gonna start. Yeah, and then now after that, y'all gonna start fucking scavenging, because that's what women are gonna do. They're gonna scavenge for food. Like we watched The Walking Dead. What they did in The Walking Dead a lot was to do a lot of fucking gathering. It was a lot of fucking gathering. They weren't doing a lot of fucking hunting. And there's not a big population of this world where women actually hunt, unless you go to these third world countries where some women do know how to do certain things. But there's not a big population in America of women that do that. So man, look, these motherfuckers gonna be too spread out, man. That's why I say about 3 months. Now, if it's a lady that already just living on a remote island right now and she really just gathers food and does that already, look, boo-boo, you'll be around. You'll be around. If somebody's already used to living without the necessities of the world, like all these different commodities, you call it like that, these different commodities, electricity, AC, running water, all they would do shit, cars, convenience stores, all this shit, if they're good with not having that before and they're used to being trained in doing it, they'll be fine. But majority of women are not set up that way. So
they don't want to mess with it.
And the sad part, I can't even say 3 months though. Well, I'll say 3 months. I'll stick with 3 months. Yeah, I'll stick with 3 months.
I think you say it was good within that. You said over 30, about around 35%. Let me go to comments real quick. People's Podcast said 0%.
Oh, fuck my 35.
Then he said they wouldn't know where to go, let alone what to do when they get there. Yep. And then he also said healthy women couldn't maintain their water supply. That's what we're trying to tell women, is like, damn, we do have value. Even if you say I want to be in a relationship, we can still coexist. We can still respect each other, having common courtesy. That's all we're saying. And I always add this into that. What about empathy? Now that y'all work and see a part of what men go through, why not at least empathize? Like, damn, it is tough. I'm not gonna sit there and act like it's not tough, because a lot of them, like, the one simp, we gotta do a video on that one day. They're talking about women are tired, and it's like, but bro, majority of women don't do what we do. The majority of women that do shit that really makes them tired is probably less than 20%. So to sit there and say that is some bullshit, because imagine I work with my homeboy sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And he does like a laboring, like close to like plumbing type work. But you have to be outside digging up stuff and all that to do that. If he's doing that type of work, and you mean to tell me you think that you're tired from coming from an office job, imagine how that man feel and men like him feel. Working in the summertime, and it's hotter than a motherfucker right now, on roofs. Imagine how them men feel. But you want them to come home and help you do shit, and you was in the air-conditioned office all day. Or even if you worked at a store or whatever, you in the AC all day. How could you not have empathy? Like, ooh, I wouldn't want to do that. You have women out there, but they won't step up and say a damn thing. And real quick, one more thing. People's Podcast say they would die from panic and chaos. Exactly. And you said that yourself already, Jay. The fact of how they're going to react is going to kill them even quicker. I'm thinking, because a lot of females don't think this woman ain't got no man. Probably ain't got no pop. So she's not thinking about the women who do care about their husband, their fathers, their brothers, their sons, their uncles, whoever. You think they just going to wake up and be like, oh, well, good riddance of that. No, they're going to lose their fucking mind and don't know what the fuck to do. So you going to have those women that's going to panic. So what about them? Y'all can't save them. If we look at how many women actually in the Army, Navy, or Coast Guard and all that, how many women would still be left to help organize women? And this is the dream world that women got to get the fuck out of. Go ahead, run the tape.
Oh, shit.
Have you ever been in a blackout before?
Yeah, I've been it up.
What's the longest? Okay. Have you ever been without water? I mean, what's the longest you've ever been without power?
Maybe a few hours.
Yes. Thank you. And you lost your shit. How's the longest you ever been without water?
I did not.
LA used to have rolling brownouts. And this is what I'm saying, guys, that women still make these arguments. You've never had to live without. But look at what happened when a pandemic hit and all the toilet paper and all the water all that stuff was gone. What happened? The logistics chain broke down. People bought all the stuff. There was no more stuff. You are so comfortable living in the world that you cannot imagine what it would be like if you were just dropped in the middle of the world and said, live. You honestly think that if all the men were gone, that women would go back into their houses, homes, condos, everything else, and just turn the lights on and keep acting like nothing happened. You go to the gas station and it'll be full of gas. People have to drive that stuff, truck it in, truck it out. People have to produce it. Men are producing these things. And this is what it's showing, that women have no idea how this country runs. You just think it comes out of a can, out of a store. And when I'm trying to explain it to you, ma'am, in the example I said,
You're 100% right about that, because people need to like really take the time and think that shit through. Like, what do men actually contribute to society? Like, look, man, they got to grow this shit. First, you got to grow the grains. That's number one. You got to fucking do all this other bullshit behind, like certify the water supply. First, you got to make sure you can filter it, make sure that shit's clean. Then you got to be able to process it, get it through, and then you got to be able to get it to the people. Like, it's a lot of shit that they think, oh yeah, men disappear today, we'll be good. Like, motherfucker, you don't do none of this shit. You don't do none of this. You sitting in, like Op said, you sitting in the fucking office right now, typing up shit, talking shit about the people that you work for. You're not gonna come outside and like, man, for real, because I can speak for
your deposit not coming this next week.
Hell no, all this done. It'll be very surprising, because a lot of people live in metropolitan cities too. Majority of the population are congregated in cities. You do not have survival skills. Most women do. Even women that live in the countryside don't have survival skills. Like, there's only a small percentage of women that really have survival skills. You're not gonna survive. You're not gonna survive. And it's not, they're just taking what men do, like, really for granted. Like, when you really sit back and think about it, because think about it, a lot of the problems that we talk about over here is like women saying men need to step up, they need to do this, they need to do that. They don't even do the same shit that we do right now. Not even close. But we need to keep stepping up. All we've been doing is promoting y'all motherfuckers for the and I ain't trying to be mean, ladies. I love y'all, man. I love pussy.
Man, just keep it real, man.
I'm just saying, man. I'm keeping it real, though. I'm keeping it real, man. But we do everything. We do everything. You telling us to do more. Y'all don't even come close to what we're doing. I covered a video today about a black woman telling black men they have been conquered and they need to step up. Like, I understand that you're comparing yourself to men right now, because that's how I'm gonna take it. But you ain't outbeating the women that you fucking talk about. You need to check them before you come talk to me. Men ain't out here fucking checking women like that, and y'all motherfuckers cannot compete with us. Like, it's not a competition, man. And you need to open your mind and realize exactly what men are actually contributing to society. All the luxuries, your cell phone, your car, your building, the building that you live in, the building you work in, the water you drink, the food you eat. Men are producing everything. Every fucking thing.
Real quick before I respond to that, let me go to comments real quick. All right. People's Podcast said the animals would start deleting them. True. Because they don't think about them. Because I've seen women in it, but overwhelmingly majority of people that deal with the animals and keeping them off the streets is men. So if these women have to find time to survive, they're not worried about those animals. So now they're getting all over the place. Like, you know, in certain places in Canada and all these other places we see in the country where it's animal sightings, places where bears is coming to people's houses and all of that stuff, breaking in the door.
Wildlife.
I seen this one video not too long ago. This bear did boom, breaking the door. He walked around the house looking for something to eat, stood up, looking in the crazy. Now you got to deal with that. How many women actually know how to use firearms? Probably less than 10%. So now you got to worry about the wild coming to get you. And then he also said fires, nuclear plants. Yep. Then he also said people's podcast, the infrastructure would instantly collapse, and that's not what they're thinking about. Actually, Kevin was nice. He said, "What if the man disappeared? No accidents, nothing bad. But God forbid something like that happened, it would be." So all the guys driving trucks, crashes, cars, crashes, planes, crashes. He was being nice about it. He took that out and said everything nice. The plane still land. How a plane gonna be 30, 40,000 feet in the air and it's still gonna come down and land on the landing strip nice and safely and calmly if the pilot is no longer there? That's not gonna happen. So he was being nice about that, and she took that for what it was to make her argument win, and that's stupid. Got Michael Dinkins in here, says in the first month maybe 20% of women deleted. You said 35%, Jay. So
yeah, I'm sticking with my 35. Sticking
hey,
with it, man. Hard.
it is what it is, but that's it. Just we gotta be realistic about these things. All right, rotate.
All right, and you really got to think about it too, man. 20%, 35%, fucking 5% would be a problem for the population if all men, like 5% of men died. That would be a problem.
Because you never know who it would
But
be.
men are gone.
Yep.
Are you still going to stick to the fact that if men are gone, that women in a short time frame, in under a month, could get up to speed and do everything that men are doing to save the population?
No, I'm not arguing that we could get up to speed in a month. It would probably take a little bit longer than that.
How long?
I don't know. I can't really say. Maybe
Okay.
6 months. Who knows?
6 months. 6 months. 6 months. And I think it was far longer than that.
You'll be
6
dead.
months. See, 6 months presumes that things aren't breaking. 6 months presumes that you just have to learn how to put tab A in the slot B and get it running. What happens when it breaks down? Ma'am, you don't possess the physical strength to lift some of the things and maneuver some of the tools that are required to fix the machinery. You don't possess it. Tensile strength of a man's hand is like 75, and yours is like 48. Ours is like 70 times stronger than you. You cannot lift it. When it breaks, it's broke. The strongest women still are weaker are not stronger than some of the most average men.
In terms of this argument,
Man, I was gonna really ask, man, what the fuck she over there thinking about? How can I get out of this?
Exactly.
How can I get out of this right
Maneuver.
here,
She's
man?
trying to figure out how to maneuver right now. You know that's what she was thinking.
That shit crazy, man. He was sitting there waiting on it. Like, man, look, I dropped facts on you, man. You ain't strong as us. You can't move shit like we move shit. Okay, what's your rebuttal?
That's what we should have had that Jeopardy.
Dun 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 dun. Look, yeah, we do need that shit right there because she sat there for a hot minute, man. I was like, come on, you got it, bitch. Come on. What's your rebuttal? She ain't had nothing because usually they be quick with the reply. She couldn't even reply to that. That's crazy. Women are good with replying back, like a quick comeback.
But that's when they're just trying to be disingenuous. That's when they're just being disagreeable. That's all that is. Because now, you know how they say about smart Alex and smart asses. Mm-hmm. That's what she was trying to figure out how to be within that situation. Now, she's trying to be polite. I will give her that. I'm not going to sit here and say her vibe is... Yeah, her vibe is not disgusting. Because if it was, Kevin would have been kicked their ass off.
Yeah, that's why they're having the conversation right now.
Exactly. And see, that's what he's trying to get her to understand. Now, I'm going to keep it G. I'm going to go back to last week. What Israel was saying, Snowman and everybody else was saying, this goes to show you Kevin is not as bad as people try to make him seem. And I'm not saying they're wrong or they're terrible people for saying, fuck that, we might as well not waste our time. Because when you get to a certain age, you get tired. You get tired, man. You get tired. When adults get to a certain age, we're tired of the bullshit. But at the same time, you got this man that was in his 50s that was still trying to give women that chance, like you said, Jay, and I respect that. But the problem is, women, a lot of females don't want to be.
Don't you say it.
A lot of females don't want to be honest. That's why so many men are MGTOW. The hell with it. I'm gonna go on about my business. You're not worth it. But at the same time, Let's keep it funky on here. And this is where I'm gonna use this against these females that talk trash. You say you don't need a man, get out my face. Don't get mad when men do it. Go ahead, roll the tape.
Oh shit, you got one more comment that came in real quick. You want to read?
Okay, yeah. Okay, appreciate that. Let me go ahead and hit that real quick. The People's Podcast said women could not get to existing potable. Is that I'm saying it right? Potable water supplies. Potable water. Yeah, potable water supplies. Cars would be useless. Too many abandoned cars would be everywhere. Exactly. They would have to walk miles just for water. Because all that water in the grocery store, that's going to be gone. Like, you know, they're going to lose their mind trying to do that. But that's if they don't have the doors where they automatically lock when the power goes off. Because I see that a lot. And that's the protection to make sure that things are not getting broken into just in case. Because, you know, back in the days when stuff like that would happen, it would be easy for a criminal to break into a place or business. So now a lot of places have it to where if the power goes out, it automatically locks and shut. So those women, whoever in the store, you better try to survive off that. If you stuck in Publix or Aldi's, you better try to survive off that before anybody else can get in there and get it.
Man, you better stop playing, man. You already know some of them ladies gonna get their kids hoverboard. They gonna hover all the way down to the grocery store, man. Stop playing.
They in panic. You know damn well they ain't thinking about none of that. Is they like, man?
They gonna be zooming around here like this, man.
They go like, what the hell am I gonna do? Run the tape.
About strength, I will just see that strength is not equal between men and women, but I don't think that women are so ignorant that they can't figure out some alternate source for whatever resource it is that has broken until they discover.
Really. So if the power, okay, so what she just posited now, class, is that men. No, what she posited now, class, is men have built the infrastructure the way it is right now, and it's working. But what she's actually suggesting is that if the men were not there, that women could come up with an innovative way to not necessarily need to do it the way men have done it for hundreds of years. Women will come up with an innovative way that will work for a female solution that produce at the same level. Outrageous.
We can agree to disagree.
There's no agree to disagree. There's no agree. No. We don't agree to disagree because number one, women aren't in the technical fields like that anyway. And the fact of the matter is, this bothers me because so many black women really think like this. Black women want anything else because you've been told that you're equal to a man. In a lot of ways, you're better. And you're sitting here really seriously, ma'am. This is about science, engineering, technology, and math. This is about machinery. This is about power. No power in a city. In LA, if the power goes out, everything is out. Nothing works. People start dying. There's no running water. Where do you go get your water, man? Where are you going to go get your water? How about that? Let's just start with you. Power goes out. Where do you go get your water?
I'm not sure where water originates in this city where I live.
Okay, but you got 3 days. Where you going to go?
Oh, no, you talking shit. I don't even know where the water come from. My city, to be honest with you. He came in like, nah. Come on. I'm gonna give you 3 days.
Man.
I'm gonna give you 3 days. Like, damn, you don't even know where your water come from?
Like, she's never seen a lake or beach or nothing out there in California.
But think about this. Even with that, though, she can't even think of those. Think about that. She can't even think that I can go to a river or a lake.
But you think that 20% of women will make a whole population of women survive?
Hell no. Who said that?
No, I'm adding on to what you're saying.
Oh, no,
she can't even think where water is. But you think to the possibility that 20% of women who can do a man's job will go ahead and sustain 80% of people.
Oh, that's why I gave him 3 months, man. That's why I'm sticking with my 3 months, 35% per month. Give them 3 months.
She said in 6 months they'll be able to do the job.
Yeah, they'll be dead before that.
Let me go to the chat real quick. Hurricane says outrageous laughing emoji. People's Podcast said they would spend days or weeks before they think to find water. So they'll be gone by then. Exactly. So in that first month, they'll be gone. Hurricane came back and said they going to barbecue and twerk for a week. Laughing emoji. People's podcast, they're laughing my ass off. But I mean, the fact that she, like, you made a great point. That's why I added that. The fact that she can't even think about water. Like, when's the last time she's seen a lake around her house? She might even stay in an apartment complex. They got a pond right there in the apartment complex. And she's saying she can't think of where to find water. But you have the audacity to think or dream that within 6 months, women would do what men have been doing since the beginning of time.
Take it even further, though. Even if she knew where the water was, they don't know how to distill that shit. You gonna run your ass to the ocean and get some goddamn water and die.
Hold on, we're gonna keep it moving out real quick. First, People's Podcast gotta be able to purify water to drink. Yeah. All right. Run the tape.
I'm guessing something coming up with that about drinking water.
Run the tape.
Probably the beach or somewhere where there's a water source. I don't
know. No, listen. The beach. You're gonna go to the beach where there is ocean water.
Or some other water source.
No, man. No, that's the beach. Is that water potable?
I could take it home and boil it.
On what?
I could take it home in one of the...
On what? On what, ma'am? You could take it home and do what?
And boil it.
On what?
On my stove. You said power, not gas.
No, that
goofy motherfucker.
Hold on. Play this last part.
See, gas is power, man. I said the power. See, the electric runs the gas and the gas runs the electric. When they go out, the gas stops, the electricity stops. See what I mean, folks? She's saying she can go to the ocean.
That shit funny as hell, man. They don't know what the hell you talking about, man. You talking about, I'm gonna go boil this shit on my stove. Okay, first of all, you gonna run out of gas in the first like 3 days because women gonna be driving around like crazy. So you ain't gonna have no vehicles to be able to drive around. And then also, like he said, man, there's gonna be men that disappear, man. Cars are gonna be on the road. It's not gonna be the same roads you're driving on because cars are gonna be in the fucking way. Motherfucker, you ain't coming home to bullshit. Ain't no gas running. The men are controlling that. They ran that. Ain't no power on in the house. So if you got an electric stove, that's not going to work either. What are you talking about?
Because like, she's thinking, because I remember staying in the projects, they had the gas. You know how like you can use the propane gas?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like some people use that to barbecue, things of that nature. So she's thinking she's going to turn on the propane gas. Gas is fuming through the whole house because you're going to try to turn on a stove that has no power. You still fucking need power to do that. So that goes to show they don't think or appreciate men for doing the things that they don't have to do.
No, we do it to get some pussy.
It don't matter. It's not always just about that. If you got to think also, because we got families too, right?
Yeah, we got families too. Man, men are just brainwashed into providing.
And not only that, society-wise. So the fact that men actually have the wherewithal to think about other people besides themselves, they don't even care to think about that. All men are not just, we just want butt. We just want a nice car. No, men help to push and progress society.
Men are more capable of loving unconditionally than women are.
I'm starting to really think that because I seen a video the other day, man, and they was having that conversation, and it's like we think about all the things. Funny thing, it was actually Mr. Let Go talking about this shit.
Hell.
I gotta give him credit on this one because he was talking about the fact that when men can't get none, men don't normally file for divorces, and that is true. We see the numbers. Men find other hobbies or maybe other box.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to think about that. Instead of him kicking you to the curb, he go find a hobby. Basketball, go to the gym, go running, fishing with his boys, watching the game with his boys. Like, we go do other things. And then when we forget, that's when women be like, oh, you don't care about me. No, I'm giving you your space so you don't have to worry about it. I'll let you hit me up when you want to go ahead and mess around. They're not thinking about that. Oh, real quick before we run the tape again, People Podcast said most women can't make fire. He also said can't boil ocean water, not that easy. And Hurricane J Dub said other hobbies or other bodies, that's a song. Facts 100. You know what? I'm an artist. I might have to use that. Bars. You got anything that you want to say, Jay?
Stealing shit.
Hey, he you know, he donated. He donated it to the chat, man. What you talking about?
Shit, man, about to say watch out.
People's Podcast said women don't have the foresight to think in survival scenarios. Nope, you're right. That's because they don't have to. They don't have. It's a luxury. It's a privilege.
Keep talking. I gotta go get something.
Oh, this motherfucker. I know what you're gonna go get too. Anyways, so the sad part about this is so many females actually believe this. That's where you're going off feeling. So when they say, I feel like they looking in the sky, searching for a phrase, reaching for something, when they back out of it, then come back down to reality, then now they want to tell us some bullshit and we supposed to keep treating them like children. But that's why a lot of guys say women are like children. They don't like hearing that. But she is sitting around here almost 40 years old, giving back, pushback like a child would, just to say things for whatever's to be said. And Grace came in and said, okay, dinner is served. I'm done cooking.
She ready to come up? Oh, yeah, you ain't put the link in the chat at all.
No, because we finishing up the video, remember?
All right. I don't know. I'm just... sorry, man.
All right. Go ahead, roll the tape.
All right, back to the tape. To the tape!
Which is full of seawater, salt water, and she thinks she can just simply take it home and use what men have already done and go and just simply stick it on her stove and boil it. But there's no more stove, man, because there's no more gas. Now what you gonna do? Time is
okay. Well, then I will get some twigs, light a match, and then boil it. Okay, so now where do we go?
Okay, you're gonna boil it. You're boiling water. And you got a big old pot. You're boiling water.
Yeah.
How are you going to where's the water going to come from? Because it's seawater. How are you going to capture the water that's, well, first of all, do you even know how this process works? You boil water.
I'm not a psychologist, so no, I don't. I don't profess.
So you will go get some seawater, boil it, drink it, and then die. Because you don't understand that you cannot drink ocean water. And you don't realize that the water you're supposed to be drinking is in steam form. And if you don't have a way to collect the steam and condense it back down into drinking water, you would drink the wrong water, just like eating the wrong berry. And see that TikTok? That's dying. And see, most women are like you. They run out to the beach and everybody's at the beach.
Yeah, see, Kevin gonna kill her because she don't know about desalination. Like, you can't drink. Like, it's a big process to process ocean water and turn it into drinking water. You got to get all that fucking. First, you got to fucking purify the water first off, because you ain't no telling what's in the ocean. Everybody go in there and be peeing and stuff. Man, come on, let's be real. We all know what y'all done did. But after that, you got to get all the salt out of that shit. How you get the salt out of it? Like, for like, it's
actually, real quick, what you said about the urine situation. Nasty as it may sound, crazy as it sounds, this is real shit. A lot of people that come from. Now I was gonna add something to that. People that come from other countries and people that have to do survival shit over the waters. It's actually safer to drink your urine than it is to drink ocean water.
Well, that's just a simple fact that it comes out of your body, but you can't keep reprocessing.
Right. No. Right. But what I'm saying is, if you tell a woman that, she'll be disgusted.
Nah, man. But then the sad part, the way the piss come out of their body, man, this shit be splittering all.
We ain't gonna do all that. All right. So, real quick, People's Podcast said when the ish hit the fans, there will be nobody to blame but themselves. That's real. That is real. But what's so sad? Instead of females looking at these examples, I mean, we got some females turning back into women. We got some, but the sad thing overall, a sad, alarming rate of females will look at this and be mad at Kevin instead of looking at her like, bitch, you got us all looking stupid. You know damn well that don't make no sense.
Man,
But
she
they
don't know
will
that.
take up for her still because they don't want to go against the sister code. And that's what's the problem at, because I guarantee you, because I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so about 6, 7 other people on that panel are women. If they would have been saying, bitch, you sound stupid, then she'll listen.
Kevin keep her on mute though, but like, man, they wouldn't tell her anything. They'll let her, no bullshit. They'll let her go out there and fucking talk her shit. And if she wins, they'll cheer and be like, yeah, at the back end. But if she loses, they'll be like, yeah, we went with that shit.
Crickets. That's
It'd
what
be a
it'll be.
hive mind. It'd be a hive mind, man. It'd have to
They
be.
will let her, they will send her out there with a book bag that the parachute is supposed to be in and push her out. Help push her out of the plane.
It's more likely for females to send somebody out there to do some dumb shit to benefit them, and if they die, it's like it's okay. Dudes have done that shit. I'm not gonna lie. Dudes have done that. They'll put somebody in a position, be like, "Hey man, go do that," and you know the success rate is not good. But if they did do it, you'd be like, "Yeah, man, that's what's up." Women do that more on the regular.
And it's sad, man. Real quick, the People's Podcast said women never think to scavenge houses, drinkable water, toilets, boilers, etc. See, that's something, but see, I agree with you, but that's something, that's how men think. We're the ones that's gonna go over there, take the hit first, and come back and tell you it's not safe. Yeah, we're the ones that gonna say, right when we find out, all right, this is a safe space, this is a safe haven. Men are going more likely to take that risk, and that's all races of men. And the sad part is, especially when it comes to our women, we've allowed them, and I'm so tired of simp ass dudes. We've allowed them to say ridiculous ass, repugnant shit like this, impugnant shit like this, excuse me. And then it's supposed to just be cool and okay because a lot of these simps and suckers think they're gonna get some juice box because they're making the woman be happy. But if that was the case, women would not be saying and echoing, where are all the good men?
Yeah.
And guess what? Majority of men are fucking simps. Majority of men are blue pill.
No. Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
No, it ain't no maybe. You know it is. You know damn well it is. Because when we look at when we look at mainstream media,
yeah,
who's out there? Real men or simps?
I give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you. I ain't gonna argue that point. Hey, let's see, y'all see this? This one, you know you lost one. Shut the fuck up. I give you that.
Because we know it's the truth. Who one of the biggest dudes out there? Steve Harvey.
Yeah, I covered that new that new Derek Jackson wannabe guy. You ain't see him today?
I ain't even see it. I gotta go back and check that. I've been busy, but you know I'm gonna come back and support you.
Somebody said, man, check this new Derek Jackson out. I was like, what, this nigga really said that shit?
He really said it, and he really felt that way. Mm-hmm. He didn't think that way, he felt that way. People's Podcast said women would form groups and start killing weaker women. That's if they even make it to do that. Hurricane J Dub said facts 100. That's just the truth and the reality. That's the nature of the beast. And the sad thing about it is, even still, these females complain. They will say, where are the good men at? There are plenty. I'm starting to think and assess, in my own personal opinion, in this country, it's more good men than there are good women. And the reason why I say that is because when shit happens, it's always men there to help. Always. When shit happens for men, it's not going to be women there always to help men. So how can you sit there and tell me women are better than men? Back in the days, the reason why it seemed that way is because women were under men's tutelage. They was under men's leadership and guidance. So when you say something dumb as a young boy, teenage boy under your mother, since she had a male's guidance, father, somebody around, guess what? She said shit that makes sense, shit that added to life and your survival because she got it from a man. Since we ain't hardly got that no more nowadays, and 70% of our kids are born out of wedlock, what you think we got now? More dumbass children becoming adults, and they still on that same bullshit. They talk all this shit, but thugs and gangsters still get love. Scammers get love now more days than a dude that's willing to go out there and bust his hump to make sure he's still alive instead of getting killed in the streets or thrown in prison to make sure his family is okay. They say fuck him nowadays.
Oh hell yeah, man! I talked to a dude at my job, and he's very, very, very religious. I'm talking about very, very religious. Like his mom has never wore pants. Religious. He was like,
that's my mother
world,
too.
Yeah, like he was like, this world is going and like going to hell in a handbasket. We praise evil shit now, and we shout down righteousness. And I had to sit back and I'd be like, man, look, man, I ain't gonna hold you, man. I fucking agree with you. He's like, devil. He was listening to me with this shit. Why are you cussing around here, bro? But like, no bullshit, man. He 100% right, man. I was like, yeah, we do. We promote devilish shit, and we shame fucking righteous shit. That's where we are right now.
And real quick, People's Podcast at 80% plus. Roll the tape. We ain't got too much longer for the video.
All right.
Thank you for proving that you don't even know how to get water. And you got 3 days. Ma'am, it's not an insult. It's not an insult, ma'am.
I don't take it as an insult. This is a fair conversation. And I would propose to you, if you think that all men are capable of doing the exact thing.
No. See, the difference between men is the difference between men and you is they go to their stove and it would still be on.
Hey, guess what? We already doing it. That's the difference.
The difference between men is we already run the infrastructure. Stuff will keep coming. We'd still have water. We'd have water in our faucet. We'd have bottled water. We'd have it all because we already do it. See, that's the difference. We're already doing it. And I just explained to you how you don't even know how the basic stuff human beings have had to do since we've been on this planet. You don't even know how to do it. And the thing is, no, let's stick here. No, don't overtalk me. You don't know how to even understand that there's not drinkable water. See, this is what I meant about Bear Grylls, the island. Women just think shit happens.
Did you see that?
Go back a little bit.
Yeah, I'm about to say, did you see that? Watch her face, y'all. Look at her face. Look at her face when he told her don't overtalk me. Watch this. Watch her face.
Don't overtalk me. You don't know how to even understand that there's not drinkable water. See, this is what I meant about Bear Grylls, the island. Women just think shit happens. Men would not have to do it because we're already doing it, man. If women were disappeared, you know what would happen? We would have an abundance because the women that are gone, men wouldn't have to produce for all the men and all the women. All the men would just have to produce for the men. We would have overflow because we wouldn't have to carry you guys anymore. That's the truth. Can you at least acknowledge that? That's simple math.
Man, be real about it, man. Because that, like, no bullshit. I almost made it short today. And I was like, man, no, don't even do it to him, bro. Don't even do it to him. But I'm like, no bullshit, man. When I covered that video of Tanya something, I forget whatever her name is.
You talking about Tanya, like, TKO?
Yeah. Hell yeah. I covered her ass. She was talking about black men, y'all need to stand up and step up and all this other shit. I'm like, man, yeah, we will when we get your dead ass weight off our back. How about that? Because like we still out earn and produce more than y'all do. So what are you talking about? Like you the dead weight. We out here doing this shit for you. Most men are out here doing things for women. They're not out here doing it just for themselves. I don't get that shit, man. Motherfuckers, man, that's why I try to tell you, man. I believe men can love unconditionally more than women can. And I don't even think it's close. Right. You want me to keep playing?
This real quick. This is what tripped me out because you try to make it seem like men could, but like you said, the infrastructure would keep rolling.
We already doing
because because instead of that full month, like look at what the situation with the pandemic, it still was rolling. We had to slow down and figure things out, but everything was still rolling. People were still able to eat. People still was able to have water. People were still able to go get gas. Like these things were still moving. Even if we had to organize things while we got more drivers on the road, whatever. Shit was still moving. Like we see things are still moving when things happen because thankfully God bless men to innately have that. But the fact that when you say that to a woman, it hurts their feelings when we say we actually don't need y'all. Because I play devil's advocate for women on this one. Women in their feelings don't like the fact that they're getting told on this part, this is what you're best at. Woman looks over there and says, yeah, but I would like to do that. And the man said, no, it's best for you to do this. Moving forward, women start doing the same thing men do. Now what? Majority of women that have to be in the workforce or let's say choose whatever choices they made, that was your choice at the end. That was your result. Are unhappy. You got the opportunity to do what men do now, and you're still fucking unhappy. And then you come blame that on men. I remember one time I was in the Lil Peep group, like in the chat, watching a video this last year. Some female came in and talking about it's men's fault. Y'all should have never let women do X, Y, and Z. I said, to a certain extent, you're right. But to another certain extent, now that y'all have that, you can't blame nobody else but your damn self. Because you still have the choice to get under a man's guidance and leadership, and you still won't do it. You have to hold yourself accountable. Like they say, life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. Real quick, People's Podcast said Deuteronomy 6:25 KJV, and it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments. And he also said, hashtag the bottom of the pocket. Let's go ahead and run the tape. Only a short little amount left. I'm gonna drop the we're gonna go ahead and drop the link for anybody to come up, want to have a quick conversation. We're not gonna stay on here too long. We done already roasted this duck. All right, go ahead, Jay.
If you guys disappeared like that, the men who are already producing at 80% wouldn't have to produce for 51% of women. That means all the additional water that women were drinking, all the food would still be there. Men would have plenty. Uh-oh. Can you at least give me that?
Listen.
Can you give me that? Don't tell me to listen. Can you give me that?
I can't because not
you can't. No. You can or you cannot. You can't. No. No. I want to be clear on this. Can you give me that? Yes or no? Then get off my goddamn phone. You're out of your mind. This is what's wrong with so many sisters. This right here. I want you guys to pay attention right there. That's the problem. Yes, you. Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right.
All right. Rest in peace once again to the Godfather KS. God rest your soul, brother. So the fact that she wanted to sit there and still say no. That's like a little child. You gotta spank them now. You gotta raise a child up to that point where you can have conversations. Mm-hmm. When don't do that. No! Sit your ass down. You have to spank him. So his way of spanking her, get your ass off my show. That's real shit. I tried, gave you like 20 minutes, and you still want to say no because how you feel, even though you show and expose the fact that you don't even know how to get water together. Because you know why? You can go get Zephyr Hills from the store. You can go get Dasani water, Aquafina. You can go get all that nasty ass shit from the Dasani Aquafina nasty. So you can go get that shit from the store and you think that's survival. You think that stuff is still going. And I think that's where we got wrapped up into our own thoughts and our minds, seeming right, is that we're not able to appreciate the things around us because we get so wrapped up in it. And for me, growing up, I used to always try to take breaks and moments to just pause and calm my spirit. And a lot of women have to get back to doing stuff like that. Like all these yoga pants wearing females who only doing it to look cute.
Yoga pants.
They ain't going to yoga class like that because if they did, we wouldn't have so many females that's so bitchy.
They know it make their ass look better. That's why they wear them.
For men. So that's my point. They so wrapped up into the stupid shit. Real quick on the comments, we got a couple on here real quick. Hurricane says, just like the show I Love Lucy. Lucy was at home and had a job, still effing up. People's Podcast say, KS still winning. So Jay, give me your thoughts on that interaction with the somewhat young lady.
I'm about to ask, did I need to put the link in the chat, or was you gonna put the link in the chat?
You already know what your job is, conductor. Go
Oh
ahead.
man, I'm a bitch tonight, man. Look, hold up real quick, man. Let me put the link in the chat. Go ahead and ask me that question.
Hey, but you a bottom bitch though, man. That's important.
God damn. Man, disrespectful as hell.
Hey, the bottom bitch is the best bitch. She always been there.
Hey, man, I guess so. I don't fucking know. I don't watch hood movies. But what was your question again?
Anyways, I asked you what was your thoughts, and once again, anybody wants to come up, have a brief discussion before we get up out of here. Link is in the chat. Real quick. So, like I was saying, what is your thoughts on this interaction with Kevin and this somewhat young lady that should know better?
All right. Well, my full breakdown is she is an older woman, so she should know better than what the hell was coming out of her fucking mouth. But she also, I will give her props that she was respectful. She was respectful when it came to the grand scheme of everything. But she has to get out of that mindset of like this woman power shit. Get off of them Gatorade commercials. Anything you can do, I can do better. You need to get the fuck up off of that, because that ain't true. It is true in certain situations, but when it comes to the grand scheme of how this world functions, how things go, you need to understand if you have an actual understanding of what men actually do for you, a lot of women would change the way they move. They take for granted a lot of things that we do. They take for granted that shit. Like they take for granted the military. They take for granted the engineers and the scientists and all the shit. They take for granted. And we all do that shit to a certain extent. We all as people kind of getting to that point of getting complacent. But all in all, I will say that she was respectful, but she was definitely delusional. And that's me being nice, y'all.
I mean, she lucky she stayed on there as long as she did, because when she was trying to act like she didn't understand simple English or math is annoying. So to sit there and try to have this conversation, this back and forth, instead of being honest, because you want to roll with the sister code. And it's like, we're having a conversation right now to show to the extreme. Sometimes females need to hear it. People in general. This could cost you your life the way you're thinking.
Yep.
So for you to still try to argue back on that, like it's a privilege. That's a privilege to be able to argue with somebody that this could cost you your damn life. That shouldn't even be no reason for you to argue.
First world luxury.
This makes no sense. And real quick, let me go to the comments, and then I'm gonna salute the guests to the panel. Clicks and Views said, "You smoke? No." And then
yeah, smoke. What the fuck?
And then Clicks and Views said, "Y'all the only ones making it a competition between men and women." Hey, you free to come up to the panel and talk about it if you want to. So all right,
I'll be itching for that shit. Hey, look, but I had to be itching for that.
La. Anyways, we got my boy V Ben Israel on the panel. What's good, my brother? What you got to say?
Hey,
what's good? What's good?
What's good?
What it do?
How y'all doing this evening?
Bless. Peace. What's good?
Great conversation. This is a great conversation. And it's a conversation we need to talk more about, basic survival, man. Basic survival.
True. Because it's real quick. Let me go back to comments before I speak. Grace says men are essential for our existence, survival, and death. And
man,
then
why you put death on the end of it?
You gotta be buried somewhere.
Hold on, say essential for our death. I can just hear somebody hearing that shit. Like, yeah, they're killing us too.
Yeah, they're gonna flip flop it. And then son, what else, son? Son says delusions of gender, not grandeur, gender. But Israel, I don't know if you was here for the other part when I said this. The fact that we're having this conversation, and I think that's where we have to, and this is just my personal opinion. if we're gonna talk about, for people that, and I feel this way too, for people that say about a black community or the engagement of men and women, I think the biggest problem is we try to put a band-aid over everything by saying the problem is the relationships. They're talking about the intimacy. I'm talking about the coexistence. What's your opinion on that? Like, because me personally, I think we talking about relationships and shit. No, we're having a problem with dialogue right now, communication. Just to be around each other is a problem nowadays. So what do you think, in your opinion, the fact that we can't even have a conversation about surviving no more because now it's just a competition between men and women now?
Yeah, man, I agree with you on that. It's we need to get back to function before we can move on to relationships and other issues. We got to talk about basic functioning. And a lot of times, I'm not even just going to put that all on women. As I pointed out last night, we got effeminate men who got that same logic. And, unfortunately, it went over the heads of some of the men. Effeminate doesn't mean female. Effeminate means unmanly. Men don't behave in certain ways, so we get frustrated with it. We just saw Kevin. Like, this is foolish. We gonna stop this shit right now. We're not gonna continue with this foolish nonsense. But for too long it's going on where we entertain foolishness. At some point it gotta stop. And let's get back to functioning.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I respect that. Real quick, we got another guest on the panel. We got Clicks and Views in here. What's good with your Clicks and Views? How you doing tonight?
Good. Hello.
Good.
How is
Hello.
everyone tonight? I was about to say something else, but I had to stop myself. I was about to say something else. I'm sorry. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. So I seen you had something to say, and I just in the panel, the chat, and I just want you to help me clarify it for me. So you said we the only ones making a competition between men and women. What do you mean by that?
Yes. This whole men are superior and women need to fall in their place. This whole ideology of the dynamics between men and women, it's just so unnecessary, if you ask me. Because here's the thing. Women, we're not in competition with you. When we enter into a relationship with you, it's not because we're in a competition with you. If we're entering into a relationship with you, we want to protect, we want to love you. We want to make you feel whole as a man, right? I mean, you don't need us to feel like a man, right? If you follow me, right? But we will make you feel like you're valued as a man, okay? All this put us in our place and all that, no woman wants to be told that's what you are supposed to do. I'm going to say it like this. You can't tell me what to do if you can't tell me what to do. So if you don't understand that, you have no fucking clue. Because here's the thing. I am comfortable following the lead of my man if and only if he makes me feel like I am the center of his attention. Okay. He has to make me feel like I am the one. Okay. He has to value me in that way. Okay. And I had a side conversation with someone earlier today. I ain't gonna say who. If you're willing to put your life on the line for me, then I have no problem in submitting to you. Okay? But here's the thing. You have to be able to love me unconditionally like no other for me to be able to submit to you, right?
What the hell he grinding? What the
what? What? Listen, that's what I'm saying. But don't
man,
ask me to submit. Don't try to put me.
Well, hold on.
I'm sorry.
Jay, stop. Jay, stop. All right, clicks. Let me ask you this. All right. Well, actually,
okay.
Actually, don't worry about it. He's just silly. All right, but let me say this to you. My point of this video was not what you're saying. Okay, my point of this video was to try to give context to what a lot of men are saying nowadays is the appreciation, the empathy. All right, I'm sure you have to work. We all do. But the difference is nowadays, so many females will say they don't need a man because they can make their own money. So when Kevin made this video talking to this young lady, he was trying to get her to understand that there is a need for men. And my thing is, since the whole empathy and understanding of each other went out the window, on it's somewhat on both sides. I'm not gonna act like it's not, but the problem is for the guys that do stand up for women, they don't even get appreciation. To have this conversation and argument, and for women to debate, because there's plenty of videos that I could have grabbed from, that women will sit there and say, if men disappear, women will be fine, even though men run the infrastructure. Men put their lives at risk. 90, hold on, wait, hold on, let me finish. 90-something% of men die at their job. So to sit there and act like if men, God forbid, disappeared, women would be fine the same way is delusional. So I was just showing this video. Hold on, real quick. I'm gonna let you go. I was just showing this video so we can try to give females this information. Like, listen, we have to work on coexisting. We don't have to be together in relationships. We put too much emphasis on that. But the fact that if I see a woman and I just say, "How you doing?" and she's thinking, "Oh, he's not my type," I don't even want to speak to him. That's a problem. So before you speak, do you at least get what I'm saying on that part? It's just to understand, like, men are just saying, like, listen, just at least have some appreciation or at least empathy that, yo, we do this and it helps society. We do have a need in society. Do you understand that part? Just quick yes or no, then you can talk. Wait, quick yes or no, then you can speak. I mean, do you understand where I'm coming from?
I understand your point.
Okay, now you go ahead.
Okay. With that being said, when women say we do not need you, that means that if I am a single woman, I am going to handle whatever I need to handle on my own, despite having a man. If I need something that requires brute strength or a skill set to be handled, there are so many services that can address those needs, right? So here's the thing. I understand that men get offended when women say, "We don't need you." Okay? That's a complete slap in your face on your ego. I understand that. I understand how you can feel a certain way about that. But that's not the intent. The intent is saying that, listen, if I do not have a man in my life, I will make it work. That is the intent behind that statement. If I do not have a man in my life, then I will make it do what it do. I will make it work. I will make ends meet. I will do what I have to do to put food on the table. I will do what I have to do to put a roof over my head. I will do what I have to do to provide for my kids if I don't get any child support, if I don't get any help from the father of those kids. I, as a woman, will do what I have to do. That's the only intent behind that statement when we say we do not need a man. To say that your whole existence of a man is not needed, no, that's an invalid statement. Because guess what? Our existence as a woman, our existence as a man are both needed, in my opinion. Okay? Do we need each other? We only need each other to procreate. That's the only reason why we need each other.
Whoa!
Can
Whoa!
I jump in here for a
Hold
minute?
on, wait, hold on.
Let me finish my point.
All right, because I gotta get to the chat, and I want to let Israel go. So, all right, go ahead.
Okay, let me finish my point. I'm just saying that's the only reason why the two sexes is when the two sexes come together as one is to have a child, to create more life. That's the only reason why we truly, in the whole sense of the whole universe, need each other, right? But can a man be with a man and have an intimate relationship and live life completely? Yes, they can. Can a woman be with a woman? Yes. Can all these intergender relationships, they can exist, and people can live happily ever after. But in order to create life, you need a man and a woman. Point blank, period. That's the only reason why we truly need each other, right?
All right.
Okay, so, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay, all right. So let me go to the chat real quick. Let me see. Son says she had me in the first half, and then she started talking about Disney standards of love. Then Arminaz, what up, girl? Arminaz said unconditional love is a matter of opinion. Submission is a way of life. Then Michael Dinkins said women want all of the protection and provision without submitting to a man's instructions. Arminaz came back and said women need men, period. So stop spreading that BS narrative. Is hyena speak. Then Sand said by services, she means the government. When women say that they don't need men, they mean that they swapped us for the government. Sign says, imagine if men said we don't need women, laughing emojis. Then Grace said, what? Men are needed for everything in this world. And then Armin said, you speaking from your screwed perspective, stop adding all women in that mess. And I'll say real quick before I go to Israel. Wait, hold on, because I gave you that minute to speak, so I gotta move on, and I'll come back. Wait, no, wait. I'm gonna let you respond, but we gotta let somebody else go. So real quick before I go to Israel, I gotta say that I disagree with that on the whole procreation because men run the infrastructure, and if men disappear, like Kevin said, women would be up shit's creek. So Israel, go ahead and say what you gotta say.
I mean, I think this argument is disingenuous, and we're not talking about procreation. We're talking about survival. We haven't even gotten to procreation. We're talking about basic survival, which is what Kevin's example was. If all of the men disappeared, could women sustain themselves?
Are you not listening to what I said? Wait.
He's talking. Wait. No, he's talking. He's talking about that.
He's trying to push a narrative.
Wait. You have to wait. Let him finish, and then I'll let you go. But you have to wait, or I'm gonna have to mute you because he let you speak. So please let him speak, and then you can go next. Okay. All right, go ahead, Israel.
The problem, young lady, isn't me understanding you. I understand you clearly. What you're saying is not even original. We've heard it before. What you're not understanding is the nature of this conversation, which is about survival, which is why you're bringing up love and submission and feelings. Has nothing to do with what we're talking about in this conversation. It's about survival. So when women say they don't need a man, their intentions don't matter because the road to hell is paved with great intentions. They don't matter. We don't care about that. Can you survive without us is what we're talking about, because we can survive without you, as Kevin, God rest the Godfather, has clearly articulated.
Okay. So real quick, I'm gonna just read the last chat. What up, Grace? Say what's up to the people, then I'll go ahead to the chats, and then I'll let clicks and views respond. But go ahead, Grace. Say what you gotta say. Grace, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Okay, you good. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I'm here.
Embrace
I'm
the
getting like
grace.
the lag. Am I lagging?
No, you're good. You're good. I think you lagging
Okay.
now.
Yeah, I think I'm lagging, but I'm going to talk anyway.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're on point. Go ahead.
It's really sad to see that a lot of our women don't get it yet, especially in the world that we're living in today, because it's coming down to the wire. And if you don't start learning and embracing our men, we're going to perish.
Okay, Grace, I think you might have to go out and come back in.
Yeah, we gotta get Grace internet right, man. We gotta get you right, girl.
Yeah, Grace, go ahead and go out
Go
and
all the way out and come back in.
Yeah, come back in. Yeah, and make sure you close YouTube.
Yeah, man, you might be wearing that